Testing, 1, 2. Good afternoon. What's going on? Or good evening or good morning, whatever time of the day you're watching this video. It's been a while since I recorded a video, and I find myself saying that more frequently than I would like to, just because, staying consistent with something new is relatively hard, and maybe not even something new. Sometimes just staying consistent in your life in general is difficult. But the reason why I haven't really been recording so much, specifically these videos, right, where I hope the quality is good. I don't really have access to all my equipment at the moment, but none of that really matters. I think the thing that matters the most is to just build the habit of making a video regardless of what equipment you have access to, but that's neither here nor there. The reason why I kind of took a little break was because I truthfully was recording videos, right? Be it on my camera or be it on my phone day to day, specifically on my way to work. And what I found was I was showing up every day, essentially making the same video. And to expound on what that means is I was showing up every day, saying I was going to do the same things, essentially complaining about the current state of my life and asserting this idea that I'm going to be moving in a new direction, doing things differently, things that were going to move me forward to becoming the greatest version of myself, the higher version of myself. And I find myself day to day falling flat on those promises. So it just became tiresome making the same video every day, time after time. And it really showed me something about myself, and it's probably true of a lot of other people, is that we spend a lot of time thinking about what we want to do to move forward. We know and have ideas of what we need to do to move forward in our lives and become a better version of ourselves, if not the best version of ourselves. But we constantly put it off until tomorrow, or, we create some time frame in the distant future or the not so distant future saying that this is going to be the day that I start. This is going to be the moment my life changes. But truthfully, a lot of us are just full of it. It's eye-opening to see how long I've been on a quest for self-improvement. I can find old diary entries, I can find old Google Docs, I can find a variety of documents that I've created, be it physically or digitally, that outline the things that cause me pain in my life, the things that I know are not for me, the things that I know I want to move on from, be it my corporate job, or be it getting my house together, or be it getting my finances together. The same problems follow me day after day, year after year. And I find it's mostly because making change is difficult. It's not easy. I think it's more easy to fall into the routines that you've already built for yourself and established, which a lot of those routines are rooted in mediocrity. We show up for ourselves in the most mediocre way possible. Be it, once again, just making enough money to pay the bills, showing up and going to a job that we most likely don't even like, that most people who you work with are not even passionate about, right? I go to my office every day and people just seem so down and so depressed. I mean, the security guard at the front desk doesn't even want to make eye contact with me or others, just because you can tell by his energy, by the look on his face, he doesn't really want to be there. And that's the same energy I get in person from other people, or even digitally, right? I work remote 2 days out the week. Honestly, I'm one of the only people on my team that works in the location that I'm at. And I can just tell by the way people show up to meetings, the way they talk, the way they interact, the way that they even are timely, right? 2 minutes late, 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, leave early. You can tell that people really are not satisfied or fulfilled in what they're doing. And we tend to just follow suit, and we end up being another cog in the machine just like them. And when we know that we aspire for more, we aspire to do better. And I really wanted to touch on this idea of just settling for mediocrity. I don't understand why we do it. I don't understand why we invest so much time into things, systems, and people that we know will not help us move any closer to the life that we aspire to have. I think it's just comfort. I think it's fear. I think it's something that we know until we live in our dreams. And I'm 39 going on 40. And I've been on this quest. I can date it back probably for the better part of 6 to 7 years, making very, very insignificant and marginal progress in the areas of my life that I wish to progress in. And it's a sobering reality to think that this has been going on for 6 to 7 years, because it could go on for another 6 to 7 years, and then it can go on for another 6 to 7 years. And then one day you look up and your whole life has passed you by. You've given the best part of yourselves to things, people, and processes that probably never mattered to begin with. And then you're old and none of it matters. None of those things are there no longer to support you. Nobody cares. Your job moves on. They hire a newer, younger employee, and work continues as usual. Bill collectors and your day-to-day finances stay the same. If not, actually, they get worse just because of inflation. So the value of your dollar goes down significantly. Your spending power goes down significantly. Your ability to survive and provide for yourself goes down significantly, because now you no longer have income. You've never taken the time to establish other streams of revenue outside of your corporate job. And I can go on and on about the things that will continue to move on in this life long beyond your youth, long beyond your existence on this planet. But I guess my question to myself and my question to you is, why do we subscribe to the lowest form of our lives? Why do we live in comfort and complacency? Why do we continually find ourselves to be miserable in the things that we're doing, knowing what we need to get done, and never make steps in the right direction, or at least consistent steps in the right direction that helps move us forward to a better place in our lives? I don't understand it. I think subconsciously I do. I think, like I said, it's just not knowing how to build for yourself, not knowing how to create something for yourself independent of the things that you already know, that you're beholden to, that you're accustomed to, things that have shown results, regardless of how minimal those results are. It at least has provided some level of ability to survive in this life. But I don't want to keep showing up and making the same video, because I think it's time for me to do better. And every video that I make is almost like a restart. It's like day one. I'm still on day one after 7 years. And it has to improve. It has to be better. I don't want my kids to subscribe to mediocrity. I want them to have examples from myself and their mother of what it looks like to not just be average in this world, or to be looked at with pity, but more so praise, because you're so great at something. And I think my kids have a real opportunity to do something. I think as a parent, that's what you expect. That's what you hope for, is that your kids do better than you. And I've done okay, but I've not done a great job at establishing a framework that allows them to strive for superiority, for greatness, right? And I want to change that And I want to change that before it's too late, for myself, for my future generations. We just have to work harder. Maybe not necessarily harder, but we have to work smarter, and we have to want it. We have to want to be great. We have to take steps in the right direction, humble ourselves, and understand that everything takes time. A lot of times I find there's so many things in my life that I want to get done, and I'm stretching my time thin between numerous things, just barely getting the bare minimum done when I could really just take that time, focus in on one thing, knock that out, and then move on to the next thing. I really feel like that's the approach I need to begin taking. I have a board over here on the wall. I can try to show you through the mess. Right now, I'm trying to redo my office because this is one of the things on my list, having a clean space to work in, a clean and organized space. And so one of the action items, one of my goals is to get this office together for the time being before I sell this house, which is a whole nother video, because the house needs to be sold to get my finances together. There has to be big shifts to make big changes in my life, my family's life. And really, I know it all starts with me as the head of the household. Some of you may not subscribe to traditional conventions, but I do strongly believe that, men are the leaders of their households, and you have the ability to set a good example that in no way, shape, or form diminishes or devalues the importance of a maternal figure in the household. I uphold my wife on a pedestal just because of her contributions. But I think as a traditional man wanting to create more of a traditional lifestyle for my family, I know it's important for me to begin to step up and be a better example on all fronts for my wife and my daughters. But this big board, I'm going to try to move this camera so I can show you what's on the board. Let me try to move. I got a little bookshelf over here, an old bookshelf, but anywho, I'll be right back. So sorry if this footage is shaky. I'm holding the rig. But you can see this big board of things I created around things that I need to do to keep going and to keep moving forward in my life. Some of these things I've started, specifically the fitness portion, but I've truthfully fallen off over the past couple of months due to giving the best part of myself to things that don't matter and people who don't really care about me. So I need to pick that back up. Finances, I need to make strides in the right direction there. My finances are holding me back significantly. And all these other areas that I've barely even touched on. So that's the big board. This video is probably all over the place, but I plan to stop making the same video every day. I plan to make strides in the right direction. I plan to check things off on this list, be it small things or big things, to consistently take action and move forward every day in my life. I plan to give the lowest version of myself to things that don't matter and give the highest and most energetic version of myself to me, to the things that allow me to show up for myself and move forward in my life and build for myself as a entity. Imagine yourself as a company. You want to show up and help the company grow, right? Treat yourself like the company that you work for and allow yourself to make that investment in allowing yourself to grow. That's what I want to do. No more complaining, just accountability. I don't even consider this complaining. I consider this being accountable and having some level of self-awareness and using this camera as a mirror to look at myself and understand you have to stop saying what you're gonna do and you have to start doing it. My battery's about to die. This video is 17 minutes. Maybe I can cut it down, maybe not. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna upload it and I'm gonna use this as a point of reference to see how far I come from December 10th, 2024 through to 2025 and beyond. Anywho, that's all I got, man. Time to make changes. Time to man up. Let's take control of our lives and create the type of life we want before we're much older, before it's too late. You have time no matter how old you are, but you have to take the steps today. You have to have a vision, you have to have a plan, and you have to take action on it. That's for me, just as much as it is for you if you watch this. Let's grow together. Peace out.